Yosemite Sam, the maestro. I'm fired up. Nice to see you, brother.
Let's start off this session with a confession.
Go ahead.
All right. Somebody accused me of not trying. And now I don't know who that is. So I grew a mustache,
Looks good.
right?
Burt Reynolds.
We'll see what happens.
You might get
Okay?
laid after this show. You keep that mustache on. Fuck.
I got a mustache. And as opposed to you, Benny, it is the name on the back of the shirt because this is boom. All right.
Boom.
This is the Fantasy 22 for my brothers at the Yankees Fantasy Camp tournament team. I hope they're watching. I just brought it on because somebody allegedly accused me of not trying hard, not bringing jerseys. I'm like, what am I, 12 years old? I don't have jerseys?
Yeah, just the onesies of your kids' baseball jerseys in the background.
Yeah, that's it. So, anyways, welcome. We're going to try hard. We're going to make this happen. Commissioner, what's going on?
The show where it doesn't matter about the name on the front of the jersey, only the name on the back. I'm excited. Big show. Goats only guest Daryl McAvena, pro rodeo rider, bull rider, won a goat for sure. We got This Week in Sports in the NFL, NHL, and NBA. We got Calling Our Shot, which is NFL predictions for Week 14. We've got Sports Collectible Corner, High Roller, Low Roller, where we highlight the moments to remember and the moments to forget. We got Beefs and Griefs, fan mail, so hold on to your boots. We're bringing some juice. Get ready for the show.
That's right. This is the first time any of our guests had a sidekick. I know how much it means to you, Daryl. So yeah, why don't we start off with that? How's it going?
Going good, yeah. Got my little buddy there, Lincoln, my son, 6 years old. He's living the rodeo dream, chasing me around rodeos lately. So yeah, it's been great to have him riding horses and hanging out at the ranch, kind of cleaning up manure and typical Western lifestyle.
Picking rocks in the hayfield is what my first job was. Walking in front of the tractor and grabbing rocks before my pops was plowing. So very interesting.
I think that's a typical fitness exercise for all young fellas in Western heritage, picking rocks.
Well, Daryl, it's kind of like my role in this show is picking up manure. But that being said, we gotta bring our A game, right? So nothing brings.
I think the stash is doing it for you.
You like the stash, eh? Yeah.
Well, got the gun, the cowboy hat. I love this.
Yeah, Daryl. I know the commission is ready and steady for you. We're going to share a couple of pictures of you, right? What's going on in your life. But yeah, commish, take it away.
Yeah, Daryl, welcome to the Goat Show. I mean, we're rolling. I know you're riding with Chevy and Nasty, but we appreciate the boys for letting us, borrow you for today and this morning. I wanted to talk to you, Daryl, a little bit about your journey. I mean, Lord Beaverbrook, Mount Royal, UFC, professional bull rider, first to wear a helmet and introduce the helmet, so less PTSD and concussion. Induction into the PBR Ring of Honor, to the Canadian Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, mental health advocate, now president of Performance Freight Management. Talk to us, Daryl, about your journey and how you chose the logistics industry as your path, after pro rodeo. We're very interested to know. So how about you break it down for us?
Yeah, for sure. So I started, the city life of Calgary. I was a city kid back in the day. So I grew up, like you said, graduated high school in good old Lord Beaverbrook and went to Mount Royal and university. Wrestled at the UFC. So that was kind of my sporting passion, but just kind of burnt out from that. And at the time, there was a rodeo opportunity to get involved with the rodeo team at the University of Calgary. So my journey started there, where I was trying to rope, doing a little bit of roping with my horse. Didn't really succeed very well at that. My buddies said, at the other end, you can get on bulls and broncs. Why don't you try that instead? And so I was in Olds College, and they said, for $15, you can get on a bull, a horse, whatever you want. And I'm like, really? Who would do that? So I went to the other end and kind of got the adrenaline and felt, smelled the hide and the manure and the bulls bucking in the chute, and my adrenaline started pumping. And so I got on my first bull that night in Olds College and actually rode it. So I was like, man, this is pretty easy. This is a whole lot easier than, roping and training horses. And wrestling came to a quick end right after that, and just started following the rodeo trail. It was part of the UFC rodeo team and Mount Royal rodeo team there for a while. And then just jumped on the rodeo trail and went as far south as Wharton, Texas, to far north, High Level, west to Coombs, BC, traveled all around North America rodeoing. And what I found out when I was doing all that is that logistically, I had a lot of things I had to be responsible for, like managing my time, obviously. So I had to get to, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to Halkirk, Alberta, overnight. So I had to manage my transportation, my time, had to manage my business, so all my budgeting, my food, my diet, my exercise, my extracurricular, my party time, whatever it might have been, and so I started, identifying that, man, there's a lot of logistics involved in that. And while I was rodeoing, I got involved with a couple different companies, warehousing, operating forklift, and then got involved with a big company called Northern Telecom. It was Nortel back in the day. And I just worked my way through that, doing global logistics. So I ended up being the global logistics manager, shipping all around the world, cell sites and towers and all that type of equipment for the wireless communication days. And then just carried on in logistics, working for different companies. But I always started working for a company that wanted me to do something from zero. Right. And that's rodeo, starting from zero. You don't get paid to do it unless you win. And so I had that blood, already burning to make money. And so, I'd start with different companies and they'd say, hey, we need you to start this warehouse, 20,000 square feet. So I'd start it, we'd generate some revenue. Next thing you know, we're in the green, making lots of cash, things are looking good. And then, I'd go to another company, do the same thing. So that whole journey was all a part of, the rodeo career. I had the logistics skills. It was just in a different format, traveling from town to town, city to city. And and then, through that journey, I was, still rodeoing and working at the same time. And like you mentioned, I was the first Canadian to really introduce the helmet and wear it full time. And now, as you see in the rodeo, you have to wear it. And thankfully, I didn't have a lot of major issues, with concussion, protocol and stuff like that back in the day, because I wore the helmet long enough. So it protected me for sure. But that journey, just led me to a lot of mental health support, because there's a lot of people that, A, had concussions, or B, just had a tough journey in life, whether it was getting bullied. I was bullied when I was a kid, bullied when I wore the helmet because I wasn't a cowboy, bullied, throughout my whole work career because I was always, trying to get to the top and manage. And I just, I don't know how I got through it. Most of the time it was probably my faith, just believing that I could, get through it. But a lot of the time it was, just trying to make sure that, I had community like you guys, friends, family, a good wife, and having my faith. And but then I started to realize, what if some people don't have that, right? What if they don't have that community, don't have faith, don't have counseling support, whatever it might be? And that's when we, started doing these mental health events. I did some with my company and did some corporate ones. They went really well. And coming up saying, let's do some more. And had some really good conversations after that, people talking about their feelings and emotions. And then we did our first men's mental health movie night. And, we got 95 plus people packed into a movie house, played a movie. And literally the movie didn't even really start. And we already had men talking about their feelings and how they weren't doing good, or they needed support or help. So at that point, I seen there was a need. So we started that mental health movement. We've done 2 so far. We've done some other events and been liaison with the firefighters pensioner program, worked a little bit with the rural communities like Strathmore. We just did an event a couple of weeks ago. Cochrane, we just did one 2 weeks ago. And so, we've been involved with the mental health movement for a few years now. and continue to do more. We're going to try and do a father-son event in February, on February 18th. So we're going to do a father-son movie night and try and get the youth involved in understanding, having the right tools to talk about their feelings, emotions, and understanding that, it is okay to, to show your emotions.
Yeah, and we'll definitely leave as many links to your work and what you're standing for and believing in. I mean, I love the helmet thing because I was watching your son on one of his first mutton busting runs. And, I mean, granted the cushioning from the sheep's fur or wool, but I imagine I was sawing and his head was banging off that sheep like about 87 times. And so, I think what you did was an amazing thing. I think, mental health. I mean, I'm a proponent of it. I've got it. Everybody's got their problems, but it's great that you're providing a landscape where people can start to deal with it and sort of overcome some of these challenges. So we love what you're doing, Daryl. We really do love what you're doing.
Hey, Kamish, you can show one of the pictures up here of Daryl in action right there.
There it is.
Yeah, good old bull called Dirty Harry.
Oh, what a great name, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That thing was 2,000 pounds and could barely fit in the chute. His ass and tail would be pushing over the back end of the other slide of the gate because he was so big, and I could barely get my legs down on him. But yeah, those are the good old days. Had a great community, and Western Lifestyle is a great family. I still talk to, as Bruno knows, we've been the maestro there. He's been to some of our events, and there's a big family in the rodeo community, and we try and stick together, and that's where the mental health comes as well. Rodeo is a pretty tight-knit community, but it still has that John Wayne stigma of, got to wear a cowboy hat, dust yourself off, and, you never cry, you never show your emotions. So we're trying to help that community as well, just to worry about themselves and ask for help at some point in their life, because a lot of guys just push it down and don't worry about it. Right. I'll get through it.
Daryl, you kind of glazed over one of the things. You took you 2 seconds to talk about it, but those movie nights in Cochrane are something else. I've been fortunate enough to be part of 2 of them, the first 2, but you really glaze through that and say, oh, it's a movie night, but it's more than that. And good job on that. So you might want to give us a sneak peek for next year.
Yeah, we've got a couple of great opportunities coming up. Like I said, the father and son event is going to be a great one. We want to what we do is we create a networking event beforehand. So and Bruno is great helping us out there. And we've got this area where it's nice space in Cochrane. We've got a big area to network, and we've got non-for-profits in the room. We've got counselors in the room. We've got all these different supporting organizations that are motivated to help mental health. And it's a good time for, men to get to know each other. And we actually had a lot of people kind of connect after that. We had a lot of people that needed support after that. We had, a lot of individuals that had some issues, maybe not with themselves, but with their family, dealing with suicidal, issues, and we were able to direct people into the right direction. We're just creating the space and the opportunity for people to talk about those feelings and emotions, and then we have the ability to give them the right resources. But yeah, Bruno's right. We've got a great template of what we do there. Great team supporting. The Cochrane Movie House puts on a great facility, and it's quiet and safe for everybody. And then we have great keynote speakers. Like we've never had a night where people were like, I'm not quite sure where he was going with that. It always touched somebody. It was always touching somebody and making them think about what they needed to do, maybe to be either a better father or a better husband or a better individual, or just maybe I need to talk to somebody and look for help. And we had guys right after the keynote that came out and started supporting each other and talking with each other. And we had a counselor there that one of the individuals came out and just started asking them for help. And that's what the space is for. And we don't want anyone to feel that it's not a safe spot. But yeah, we'd love to have that. And then we've got another one we're putting on in probably late May or June. It'll be the Western Lifestyle Inspirational Night for men and women. So I've got Felipe, hopefully Massetti, that's going to speak on that one. And he's a long rider. He's traveled the Americas on horseback. It's a world record set that he's done, and he's going to try and be a part of that event for us. And he went through some mental health challenges when his purpose was done at the end of the ride and didn't have anywhere else to go or anywhere else to ride. Oh, my lights just went out. Maybe that's a sign. Stop talking.
Sign from above.
No, that's a sign from the boss saying, hey, I love that you speak of me and what we can do for others, not what we can do for ourselves. And you're definitely, man, when it's saying, to me, you're the guy who thinks about everybody else. And that reminds me a lot about Bruno. But way to go. Good on you. That's amazing. And please let us know where we can find the links, as we're hitting 5,000 views a video. Daryl, please give us the link so we can share with others and help you support what you're doing. That's very important.
Commish, I put up a couple of slides here for the next topic for Daryl. And Daryl, talking about Felipe. Tell us about what this is all about.
Yeah, so Felipe Massetti, like I said, he's a world record holder for traveling in the Americas. First to do it. He went from Alaska to Brazil on horseback by himself, and he invited me to do a ride with him. So we went to the Camino Santiago, traveled from Porto, Portugal on horseback all the way to Santiago to the cathedral there, the Camino Cathedral. And that picture there actually was the end of our ride. So our goal was to get to the cathedral, and they actually shut down that whole compound just for us. There was about 15 people on horseback. They shut the facility down. We got to enter where King St. James would have done his usual discipleship, and it was pretty amazing. And then we just got to experience the whole compound on horseback, and it's pretty neat when you're riding through a town that's a couple thousand years old, and you're being escorted through, and so that was pretty good. It was nice to have Felipe along with me because he speaks many languages that I don't. So it helped my tour, but that was a pretty epic 10 days in Spain and Portugal.
That must have been amazing. How was the heat?
I'm pretty, I don't like cold and I don't like heat. So I was a little concerned. So I had every layer possible ready to go. It actually was beautiful. It was like consistently like 26 degrees. And, we were always, we could be in the forest for a couple hours, so it was shaded. And then we'd go into a little town, and then we'd be on kind of this discipleship path of part of the El Camino trail, and it was covered. So we were never overly hot, but there were some times when we got right into, especially when we got into Santiago, where we're right in the town, and it was 26 degrees in that. But we had layers. It was a well organized trip, so we were able to take stuff off, and they'd pick up our jackets and stuff and take them to the end of the trail and stuff. So,
wow, the cowboy way, hey?
It was truly the cowboy way. Now that you got the hat on, you could start thinking about going to Portugal and doing a Spain trip.
Listen, if my son knew I took this Stetson out of the box and put it on my head, he'd probably beat me to death over here. So, but I grew up in the farm. I understand the game. I had horses. We had cows. We did the work. It's a lot of sweat equity. But that's why when it was time to start playing sports against city teams, us farm kids, they couldn't touch us. And I also thought a little bit about your wrestling background and the core strength that you need for wrestling. I mean, I wasn't a great wrestler because I hated the outfit. Like, I couldn't wait to tap out of that sport. But you know what? You go from wrestling to now sitting on the back of the bull. I know it's not the same, but that core strength and balance that you developed in wrestling, did that transition into the bull riding at all, do you think, or?
Well, you're 100% right, Commish. It's like, if I don't think I would have been able to do it, the balance, the control, the core strength, all that, and of course you're independently trying to, succeed at what you're doing, because it's you and that other guy you got to wrestle. Well, it's no different than me and the other bull, right? You look at some of the top in the world right now, they all wrestle. They all wrestle. Yeah.
So it's a thing.
So you nailed it. Like, it's, if my son wanted to be a bull rider, I'd make sure he started wrestling first.
Or maybe get him on our show, because the managing of bull that I have to do here is insurmountable. Really? I mean, but it's training me. So Daryl, when we're ready, let's do it. And I do it without a helmet.
Oh, yeah.
You can never grow in life without being uncomfortable. Now, I don't want
we're
to be
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable ever, so I'm done growing. Like, I'm good. You're still there?
My office is trying to save bills here.
Well, hey, that's a great for all businesses out there. You want to save on utilities, get the timer like Daryl's got, because you'll save like $10 a week doing that.
That's right, eh? All about savings.
Listen, Daryl, I got a question for you, and I know you're busy, and we're hitting that mark where I know you got important stuff to do. But you know what? We want to talk about something a little light now, and Christmas is on the horizon, and you got a big family now, and you got any great plans for Christmas time with you and the family? Horse sleighs or sleigh rides or anything exciting like that's going on?
Usually what we do is we're ripping around. Right now we've got a couple horses that are a little down and out and feeling a little injured. But usually we get out with the horses but the last couple days here, my wife, I caught him at lunchtime. I was working a little bit and he was getting pulled behind the quad with the sled. So, and then he had his his little snowsuit on. So yeah, we get outside lots. We set some cross country trails out in the yard yesterday, and it really wasn't deep enough, but yeah, we try and do a little bit of that, and we'll obviously get a bunch of people together and try and celebrate. We try and get the community out and have a little food and cheer and kind of ride into the sunset for the new year.
Yeah, that's great. It's always a pretty time in the country with the snow falling. It's not so easy to commute around when you got to drive into town and head out to work or your new office south. But you know what I mean. That's great, and I really do hope that you and your family have a great Christmas time, a fun time. And Bruno and I will go to the Sobeys and the co-op and see how many bags of apples we can find. And those horses will heal up right quick when they get a few good Macintosh or Honeycrisp apples in them.
So Daryl, here's the moment of truth. You get to ask the commish a question. Every guest gets to ask the commish a question.
It's kind of a dumb segment, Daryl, but I appreciate you working with us on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's code for don't ask him anything with mathematics in it. Okay.
No relationship questions or mathematic questions, but you know what I mean. I got the spirit. Just remember that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I can make it simple. How long have you been a Dallas Cowboys fan?
So, I'm not. I've let go of loving any team because I always felt like I wanted to reduce the amount of times in life I'm let down, and I want to control it. So I started going after great athletes, and that's kind of why the show ain't about the name on the front of the jersey, only the name on the back. I know it goes against the team spirit, but it's part of our show. And my son's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. Like his whole room is filled. Every time it's Christmas time, I got to buy him a gift. It's Dallas Cowboys related. He's a big fan. So when it's time to flex a good jersey and a good player, and because our theme is Cowboys and aliens, we got to be wearing the Cowboys gear, and it's the Cowboy way.
I love it. That's awesome. Cowboys forever, man. This could be the year.
Well, the Bears are looking crazy. There's a lot of teams out there that are doing stuff that I never anticipated this season. That's kind of why NFL, the more you know, the less you know this year. That's why Bruno's in the finals in the fantasy football league. But it is what it is.
You're a Steelers fan though, Daryl.
Well, I love the Steelers too. Yeah, I love the Steelers. That's one of my, Bruno knows that, but one of my goals is hopefully someday in October I can hit a baseball game, a football game, and a hockey game right in October, get all three, get the trifecta. That's kind of my goal, but still haven't done that yet, but still working on that goal. Be nice to see.
We almost did it last fall.
I did, yeah, almost, but I had some commitments, so yeah.
I got to meet a great Steeler, and I loved the Steelers and the Packers when I was a kid. Like those are two gritty teams that I could not get enough of as a young guy. And Fred Biletnikoff was a receiver, Hall of Fame receiver, and he was my receiving coach at Washington State football camp. And what a beauty that guy was. He smoked darts on the sidelines. Like, you know what I mean? It was just a different time back in the day. But, Go Steelers.
Team football league.
Yeah. Freddie used to play for the Montreal Alouettes, coach.
Yeah, no shit, hey? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just know he was skinny and he loved to smoke darts. And he was like, it was camp, Washington camp. He's smoking the whole time. He told me that he'd have to hide behind a couple players during breaks, or when the defense was on, he would go behind some of the big offensive linemen and start puffing smokes. So yeah, he was my type of cowboy for sure. No.
Old-time football. Old-time football. That's awesome.
Well, Daryl, we're so grateful. We wish you and your family, the sick horses, we love you. We're definitely going to bring the juice this show and represent you. Not a lot of swearing from me on this show because, me and Daryl, we got the spirit. And so we're going to do a doozy. We're going to leave links in there so people could follow what you're doing for mental health. We love you. We're grateful. We thank you very much for your time, brother.
Thanks, guys. Love it. Love the show.
Thanks, Daryl.
Have a good rest of your day, brother.
You too.
Well, Bruno, what a beauty. What a goat. Daryl McAvena, what a great job getting him on as a guest, specifically for our Cowboys and UFO theme. But good job. What a great guest.
That was a good job.
Maestro, we got 2 beauty sponsors for today's show. We've got Professional Sales Training, Dream, Reach, and Achieve. You can't make sales calls? Pick up the phone. Struggling to be a stronger sales professional? Call now to become better with Dream, Reach, and Achieve. Bruno Lindia, he's bringing the heat. He knows what he's doing. Pick up the phone, call him, reach out to him. Emails provided. He's trying to help people, and let's help him on his journey to make sure everybody's an A-plus sales professional. Next, Bruno, we've got the art of sport. Now, these people bring it to help us smell better, but you can prevent swamp butt and body smells with the great product lineups at the art of sport. Men, handle your business, smell better. You don't want to smell like swamp butt. Use these products from Art of Sport, also sponsored by the one and only Gronkowski.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, I'm sure he smells not like a swamp water, right, Commish?
He ain't smart, but he smells good. Let's just say that.
There you go. So, are you wearing any of that stuff?
Oh, you know me. I'm bringing I'm not smelling like my son. The young kids today, they wear way too much perfume or cologne, whatever they call it these days. But you know me, under the arms, we gotta tidy it up. And Art of Sport is now bringing it for between the derriere, so that when you cozy up with that special someone, you're smelling good. The ladies love you, and that's what's important.
Okay, well, that's a different twist in our show, but hey, it's a sponsor.
Yeah, and Bruno, we're going to get into it because we've got This Week in Sports. That's very important. I mean, we've got NHL in full swing. We've got NBA coming into the Quarter Cup Finals. We've got fantasy football around the globe coming to playoffs. You're one of those people that get to go into the Final Four. Congratulations. But you know what? Let's talk about This Week in Sports, where the less you know, the more you know. Now, Coach, let's first give a big shout out to our Goats Only finalists. And we got your boy, First Down Syndrome, Mateo Lindia in first place. We've got Stroud and Proud, Alex Rollinson in second place. We got Hawk Tua, Brennan Beisel in third place, and Bruno's brilliant team. I don't know how to set my lineup. Help me, making trades with his son in the last minutes of the trade deadline.
Which didn't help me, by the way.
Congrats and good luck. And for all those that didn't get in, thanks for the donation. And so we got that. Now, Bruno, I got to talk to you about something. We got in the NFL, we got the Patriots and the Broncos leading the AFC. Broncos coming out of nowhere, making their spot, Cowboy way. We've got the Bears, Rams, and the Seahawks all leading the NFC. So in the AFC, Broncos and Patriots are getting it done. NFC, we've got the Seahawks, the Bears, and the Rams. It's going to be a crazy finale. I don't know what's going on. I can't predict. Dr. Mark, his Vikings are just getting destroyed. So yeah, there's lots going on. Now in the NHL, we got the Lightning, Hurricanes, and Devils leading the East, and the Avalanche and Stars and the Ducks taking care of business in the West. In the NBA, I mentioned before, we have the Quarter Cup Finals with the Heat, Magic, Knicks, Raptors, Suns, Thunder, Spurs, Lakers hitting the hardwood, which should be top quality basketball starting next week. Tune in, tune out. I don't care, but you're going to see amazing basketball talent. So get ready for that. And in F1, Max Verstappen takes the W in Qatar. And to make an exciting finale between three drivers, Lando Norris, Piastri, and Max Verstappen for the Formula One 2025 title. I mean, that's going to be a big show. I'm excited. You know, you're excited. You said that you're watching a little bit of college football as well. That's coming into the into play.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that in the good old beefs and griefs. I'll keep it for then.
Okay. Well, like I say, it's exciting in sports right now. It's the time. So, let's get fired up. Just get the TV on, get the popcorn out. I mean, we're ready to bring it. So let's go. So, Coach, NFL getting deep in the season. We've got the Cowboys and Aliens theme. I mean, I'm fired up. Let's get rolling and call our shot for the NFL Gentleman's Bet.
Hold on a second.
Hold
on a second. You called this segment Gentleman's Bet. You're not a gentleman. Bruno's not a gentleman. We brought in the gentleman of football on the big screen, Burt Reynolds. This is going to be the longest yard prediction. Let's bring the hat. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. So listen, Burt. First game we got in week 14 is the Cowboys at the Lions. The Cowboys are on a run. Obviously, we got the Cowboys love on our show because they're doing so well. I'm not a fan. My kid's a fan. But listen, who do you like in the Cowboys and the Lions? I'm taking the boys.
Everybody in prison likes the Lions. Let's go.
Okay. Titans and the Browns.
Who cares? Browns.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing. But you know what? The Titans might be able to break their losing streak, and the Browns, Shadur might have a chance to finally get one. So it'd be interesting. We got the Seahawks and the Falcons. I'm saying the Seahawks get it done. Who do you like?
Seahawks.
We got the Colts and the Jags. The Jags are an enigma right now. They say Trevor Lawrence, Mr. 8 second before he can throw the ball. I don't like him. But I like the Colts on this one. They need to come back. The Colts are shit in the bed. So hey, Stevie Wonder, what's going on over there? You dodging
I'm just
some
dodging the tacklers coming down.
Colts and Jags, who do you like?
Colts.
Commanders at Vikings. Vikings got no points last weekend. They lost a 0. Goose egg. I don't even think I've ever seen that before. Who do you got? Commanders at the Vikings.
I can't call them the Commanders. I'm sorry. So I'm going to call them the Chicago Blackhawks, and you'll get my drift.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one. I think they need a big comeback. I think they're making a move to start a new quarterback who's stupid. So smarten up, Vikings. Get your shit together. I mean, it's game time. Next, Maestro, we've got the Bengals at the Bills. Who do you like?
You know what? I'm going to pick the Bills. The Bills, I'm going to pick the Bills. But, the Bills, they just can't beat those teams. So I'm going to pick the Bills because I have to. But I think the Bengals might beat them. But I'm going to pick the Bills.
Well, this ain't a 50-50 pick 'em. So you know what I mean? We gotta call our shot. Now, Kirk toes back. The Bengals had a really good game last weekend. But you know what? I like the Bills on this. I'm a Josh Allen fan.
I'll go Bengals.
Okay. Then we got the Saints and the Bucks. This one's not hard to figure out. It's going to be Bucks all day. Who do you like, Maestro?
The Buccaneers.
We got the Steelers at the Ravens. The Ravens didn't do shit last weekend. The Steelers are coming on fire. Our boy, Daryl McAvena, he's a Steelers fan. I'm going Steelers.
I'm going Steelers just because of Daryl.
We got the Dolphins at the Jets. Jets. They had a big game last weekend. They really played hard. I was actually enjoying the game. Bit of a shootout, not a lot of defense, but I'm calling the Jets on this one, even though the Dolphins look retooled. Who do you like?
Because I have my fantasy tournament team jersey on, number 22.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Jets only because my locker mate, Rick Gregario, called them Tex. He's a big Jets fan. I just hope they win for good old Tex.
Okay. Well, listen, I got my tin hat on for the next one. Broncos at Raiders. Who do you like?
Oh, Broncos.
Broncos all day for me too. Next one, Rams at Cardinals. I'm going to take the Rams.
Man, the Rams. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Rams, but they didn't show up this week.
They sure didn't. Bears at the Packers. Who do you like?
The Pack all day.
I'm taking the Bears. Bears are top in their division. They're on fire. I don't know why. The Bears are playing. Texans at the Chiefs. Pretty good game.
Well, I'm going to take the Chefs.
Okay, I'm taking Houston. And then for the Monday nighter, we got the Eagles and the Chargers. Chargers suck. I'm going Eagles, even though they're sucking. And they're my low roller this week. But yeah,
Chargers.
You're going Chargers.
Sure.
Well, that's it for calling our shot. Where we bring it. We love you. I hope you win some money. Gentlemen's bets. Let's get it.
Okay, everybody, brings us to Sports Card Corner with the mustache, without the helmet, with a little bit of pride left in me. Kamish, what do we got? Before we get going, brought to you by, take it away.
Yeah, Andy's Sports Cards and Collectibles. If you don't know him, he's a good guy in Calgary. He's bringing the juice, the Pokemon, the TCG, as well as all sports. If you haven't seen it, he's got lots of wax and top loaders and penny sleeves. So get to Andy's. He's a sponsor of our Sports Collectible Corner. And you know what? Today, Bruno, I'm bringing one item. And because it's Cowboys and Aliens theme on this show, this was my last purchase. It's Dallas Cowboys white helmet, which I love. And Bruno, you wouldn't believe the legends that our boy, Slick PGA Jimmy, got to sign it. He got the Miles Austin, receiver, Robert Newhouse, fullback, Jason Witten, tight end, Steve Octavian, linebacker, Martellus Bennett, tight end, Stephen McGee, quarterback, and John Phillips, tight end, to sign that helmet before I took it off of him. And, that's my piece of history for today on Sports Collectible Corner. What do you got for us?
Well, you know what? This is a reprint, but still a nice card.
Okay.
You know me, I got the Yankees on, right?
Yeah.
22, not retired. So I still have a shot.
That's right. What a beauty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a reprint, but I wanted to point this out. This reprint's still worth quite a few dollars, but
you know what? It is. And that card is in spectacular condition. It's got good centering, not perfect, a little bit left to right there, but top to bottom is slick. The corners are sharp. That's a beauty. And you know what? Everybody out there, man, you say Mickey Mantle, they know who you're talking about. So beauty piece. You got anything else for us today or just had the mix?
No, I just want to give you a little advice. The reason why those cards that I show you are in lickety split condition is you don't lick your fingers when you're touching the cards. You taught me that, Commissioner.
Yeah. And you got to trim your fingernails too, or you're going to indent one of your cards. So yeah, clean them up. Clean them up.
We can use some of those Gronkowski soaps for it.
Yeah, but, no shit. But Gronk, he knows how to smell good. He knows about the ladies. He's just not good with math. We give him a pass there. But hold on a second, Bruno. We got somebody calling the phone.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Who is this? No shit. Do I call you Katie or Miss Perry? Wow, we got a female goat here, folks. Yes, Katie. You're on our show. Great timing. What's up? Yeah, you know what? I did like the voting booth selfie. I thought, you know what? You're taking a stand. You're being a little risque. You know what? You got the 2 thumbs up on the voting booth selfie. But what's up with you trying to buy a convent in LA? Like I heard one of the nuns was passing away, and her last dying words were, "Katie, please stop." I mean, could you? You don't want to talk about that? Okay. Well, tell me, Katie, how was that collab with Dr. Luke? Oh, you don't want to talk about that either. Okay. What about that Blue Origin space flight that you did with all the ladies? That was fake, right? Yeah. You know what? I knew it, Katie. I knew it. Well, listen, say hello to that donkey Justin for me. You know, I don't agree with your relationship choices right now, but last question, Katie, can you answer this one for me? Did you and your boyfriend ever go to Diddy parties? Hello, 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 hello. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Katie's gone.
Yeah, you're. I can't believe the dating scene these days. Kind of crazy.
That one's interesting, but you know what? Katie's also interesting. So, great shout out, great mystery caller.
Benny, you should get, if that's the Katie I think it is. You should try to get her on the show. I'm sure she'll come over with your past. I'm not gonna say relationships, but your past with her. You were at the places, right?
Listen, she's in love with Justin. Justin's a donkey. So you know what? We'll let those two be. But she's got a lot of information on that young lady, and trying to buy a convent in LA is a very, I'm not down with that. I don't like it. And so yeah, there's some things I like and some things I don't like. But hey, mystery caller.
She interrupted our sports cards. So
Yeah,
brought to you by Andy's Sports Cards and Collectible, where real things happen.
real
None of this
things
convent shit.
happen at Andy's. We love it.
That's right. Okay, it brings us to high and low rolling of the weeks on the GOAT only. Kamish, I'm going to go first because I got the screen here.
Yeah.
You might say, what is this all about? Well, a week ago or so, at the Grey Cup, Mark Carney, but mostly I'm pointing out the guy to the right, country manager for Coinbase across Canada. He's a GOAT. He's a totally cool guy. But I am actually giving the high roller of the day or the week to my son, Dominic. He was actually the one taking the video. He was at the, it's a pretty cool thing he's doing. And the folks at Coinbase gave him another opportunity. My friend Miranda was, into it a couple of years ago, introduced him. So that's my GOAT. I mean, doesn't get more sporty than that in Canada. He was right on the field with the folks from Coinbase, great people, and high roller of the week.
Elbows up, baby. Elbows up. Now, listen, Bruno, I have a treat for everyone this week. I got 2 high rollers because we're positive. We're not swearing so much. And we had a great GOAT guest and only 1 low roller. So let me talk about my low roller first. I got to talk about Eagles Nation. 21-0 lead in week 12 against the Cowboys, then dismantled by the boys to lose 27-21. And then you lose to the Bears last weekend. You know what? Never give up, Eagles fans. There will be light at the end of the tunnel. And that's that one. Now, here's my second one. My boy, I'm donning his jersey. My boy, Micah Parsons, is beating the shit out of guys out there. And so I'm giving Micah a little love on my high roller.
He won a little rap. But they'll take it. Look out! Goff is smoke. Guess who? Micah Parsons. 3rd and goal. Goff. Pressure. In trouble. Hit and dropped. It's Micah Parsons again.
Oh, yeah, baby. He's got the spirit. Daryl's got the spirit. I got the spirit. We're fired up. And listen, I was out downtown last week before the snow started hitting. People were dancing. People were happy. I saw you on the corner, Bruno. I had to take the video.
Keep it gangster, dog. Keep it gangster. 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 Keep it gangster.
Let's go. We love it. We're happy. It's Christmas time. People are dancing. Bruno's dancing. Trump's dancing. Everybody's dancing. That's it for high roller, low roller. We love you. It's a good one.
All right, everybody. Beefs and griefs. What is getting under our scanola? And Kamish, you're going to go first.
Okay, listen, Bruno, no more Amazon. Last week, I purchased a gas powered generator for a G-Note. I waited Wednesday when they were supposed to drop it off for 12 hours. You can't leave $1,000 package on your doorstep in these times. Waited Thursday all day, Friday all day, Saturday, Sunday, no one to call. And all the tracking said was processing in Rocky, processing in Calgary, out to be delivered, making me look out my front window like a crackhead. Amazon Prime, screw you, not so much swearing. You're canceled. I'm cut. You're cut. We're done. No more Amazon for me.
Wow. I can't see you without the Amazon packages.
Yeah, I'm so done with them, man. They made me feel stupid for a week, and
Wow.
I had enough, so they can suck it.
Well, I'm gonna bring something up. I think this is might be a surprise to you.
Yeah,
it
go.
has to do with sports,
Okay.
and I don't usually get this crazy about college sports. I like college
Is it a
sports.
beef or a grief, brother?
No, it's a beef. It's
Okay.
a beef and a grief. So if you want to share it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off by saying, "Go Buckeyes!" Okay.
Okay.
I know they're the best team in the NCAA right now. I don't even know who can take them. Secondly, they beat up a trash talking Michigan team. Okay. Here's my beef and grief. Good on the Buckeyes. Good job, Shreko Zizakovic, Canada's favorite Buckeye, who is our first guest on the GOAT Show. Here's what I need to tell you. Here's my beef. Now, I don't have a picture of it because I didn't want to take too much time. Do you know what Michigan did to prepare for the end of the game? They prepared how to protect team and all center field so Ohio State wouldn't put their flag in the middle, right?
Well,
Which, by the way, the coach for the Buckeyes has said, we're not doing that bullshit. We're focused on national championships, okay? So can you imagine, this is where my beef is, okay? Can you imagine the coach for Michigan, which I have nothing against him, but, coaching in my past, you've been coaching, you're telling your team, when we lose that game, this is what we do. We protect the field and we do this and we do that. Tell me about that motivation that went on there. When we lose, this is what we're going to do to protect center field. Coach, you are arguably the biggest motivating coach. How does that work for you?
you know what? It's interesting. I went to that Saddle Dome and got a tour of the dressing rooms one time, and they're like, do not step on the center of the dressing room Flames NHL symbol. Do not, under no circumstances, come near it, or you'll be kicked out, and we'll use your head to open the door as we throw you out of the dome. So, people have this interesting thing about field space, dressing room space, logos. I never heard about that, Bruno. So, very good bringing that to our attention, because I'm telling you, I never heard that one. And that's very interesting. Something I'm going to look into after we're done our show.
Well, with all seriousness, you know how much I take it seriously in my office. People drop stuff on the ground and the bathrooms aren't titty tidy because I treat it like Yankee Stadium, right? I get all that, but come on, you're prepping your team to show up and beat the number one nationally ranked team, and the best you got is when we lose, make sure they don't go to center field.
Yeah.
Just walk off the field, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
my beef, and I'm so mad that I'm just gonna rip my mustache.
Holy shit.
That's right.
Listen, man, I
That
don't think
hurt.
you're getting laid anymore after the show because you took off the Burt Reynolds spot.
Oh,
You know what? Good for
that
you
hurt. That
for
hurt.
being a sport. You're bringing it, Bruno. We're bringing it to the fans. 5,000 plus views on our last show. We're really appreciated because it makes us feel like what we're doing has got some worth to someone out there, and we're making somebody's day a little bit more interesting by bringing the juice. Now, Bruno,
Or our moms have it on replay.
well, I hope my mom does because I know she watches them.
There you
You know.
go. I know what my mom would say when she watches this show. She goes, "Mom, what are you doing? Who's that? The commissioner guy, right?" And I have to explain, exactly what's going on. And I
Just
know what
tell
the
Mama
answer is.
Lindia that we want some nice pasta, some good salsa, and a little bit of that homemade red. And, that she can help us with that. We're good to go.
Yeah, and I think what she would say is probably goes, "That's nice, but you and the commission, you have no job." I think that's what it come up to, right? So, okay,
Love it.
are we going to fan
Listen,
mail
I
here?
got one more. I got one more in the theme of alien and cowboy
Oh yeah.
for our show. In 2025, Bruno, there have been millions of sightings of orbs and unidentified flying aircraft everywhere. It's crazy. So I wanted to bring the fans a little bit of the juice from all the sightings from around the world. I mean, it's good grief. There's craft. They're here. They're there. They're everywhere. They're around the globe.
No and then. No and then. No and then.
And that's my clip on UFO sightings around the globe. I'm bringing it. When I'm learning how to do this editing and chopping and shit and splicing and clipping and stealing this and taking that, and you have to take this much and you're not allowed to take that much. Look out, fans, because I got some crazy shit going in my head. And you know what? I think it's funny, and we're all good. Beefs and grease.
You
If
know,
you don't
you,
know,
you,
now you know.
Kamish, you know what I love about the fact that you're learning this masterful skill
What's that?
of editing and broadcasting is there's really no sharp tools or heavy machinery that can hurt you.
No,
I think
man.
it's really good.
Just me and the pea shooter, baby. But I'm bringing it, and look out because my brain, it's got a lot of room for crazy shit, and so I want to bring the fans the best shit I can bring them. So that's a wrap for Beefs and Grease, baby. Let's go.
Okay, brings us to fan mail. We're going to keep it on the sports side. This comes from the Cowboys fans, a little theme. Dear Kamish, if you were Jerry Jones, which you guys are about the same age, but he had more plastic surgery, I think. But anyways, would you A, trade Dak, sign Aaron Rodgers next year, move to Portland, or all of the above?
Well, you know what? We got to speak to our Cowboys fan club. And I know you have a take on this too, Bruno. So what I'm saying is that, I was going to say trade Dak right at the beginning of the season. But this kid, he's holding his own. And I can't shit talk him because there's really nothing to shit talk about him right now.
You're right.
Previous years I could. But signing Aaron Rodgers, I mean, how many more teams does he got to go to where, I think he should just go take a holiday, take on some more ayahuasca, chill out, listen to his ocean melody. I ain't moving to Portland. Oregon's not my place. What do you think? What do you, if you were Jerry Jones, what would you do? Because I'm hiring you in your football helmet. You're coming to play for me.
You know what? In all seriousness, I got my Yankees jersey on. Let's clarify. I don't hate the Blue Jays. I love the Blue Jays. I love the Yankees. I grew up with the Yankees. Here's what I'm going to tell you. At some point, we got to be able to distance reality with make believe. Okay. The game's played. It's on the field. And sometimes you just have to realize, I think Dak. I picked Dak Prescott in my pool. Okay. So, but at some point, you just, as a fan, not as a player, not as a manager, not as like the Michigan coach said, let's protect this when we lose. No, not from a motivational place. They don't want to lose. The Cowboys have actually a very good team. Who knows if they would have kept Parsons? At the end of the day, as fans, chill out. They're not as good as you think they are just because you read about it and watch it all the time. And I think that's just like the Yankees, like we can fantasize all we want. We didn't have what it took to beat the Blue Jays. So I think that's what it is none of the above and
Yeah.
just move on.
Yeah,
They're
you know
playing
what?
well, watch the entertainment. You're going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys fans, look at how well you're doing. Even in your worst seasons, you weren't as bad as the Titans, or the Jets. So
Right.
appreciate how well you're doing. Give the boys some love. Give Dallas some love because you know what? If I was Jerry Jones, none of the above. Cowboys fan club.
That's right. So that's fan mail.
All right. Now, Bruno, in the spirit of Cowboys and Aliens, and us putting the heat to the show, I want to say much love and gratitude for our fans, sponsors, guests, and goats for tuning in and tuning out. Now, if you don't make it to the end of our show, you miss out because there's gems everywhere, and we're great background noise when you're working, doing chores, etc., etc. But you know what? Our boy, the Maestro, he put together something for us today for the show. Let's roll it.
Hey everybody, up in the Batcave. I never broadcast live, but I got a special request from you know who to come up and maybe do a little song about how the Cowboys season's going and their fans this year. So feel a little naked without the ZBs, but I'll try it anyways. Here we go. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be Cowboy fans. Let them pick guitars and drive the old trucks. Let them cheer Bengals, Chargers, and Colts. Boys fans ain't easy to love and they're harder to be told. Their team ain't that good, not diamonds or gold. Won't stop at buckles and old faded Levi's, and each play begins a new day. They ain't wrong, they're just different, and their pride just won't say that their team just sucks. So, mama, don't let your babies grow up to be boys' fans. They never win at home, they're bad on the road. Even on weeks they don't play. There's always next year, Cowboys fans.
Beauty job, brother. You're putting the work in for the show today. The fans are going to appreciate you. I appreciate you more than anything. You're a fucking beauty to me. Sorry, Daryl McAvena.
Number one. Yeah, that's just one. And we're gonna put the lyrics, Kamish, at the bottom so you can follow it. I'm trying to say I did that for Cowboys Nation. Settle it down, and want to bring a little bit of the heat. I did want to point out that my good friends at the ZBs. I did mention them, and I never play live, and I would never play live without them.
Well, we got a link to the ZBs always in the bottom. You can buy their music. You can listen to their music. They're great. They're putting it out there to people, and it's very enjoyable. They got a great beat, so catch them in the links below. We love the ZBs. We love what they're doing. And a special happy birthday shout out, Bruno. We've got a shout out to Richard Pryor, Aaron Rodgers, Britney Spears, Ozzy Osbourne, and Little Richard. They're celebrating their birthdays today. So happy birthday to all the GOAT fans out there. I mean, you got some more for us. Let's go.
Is Little Richard still alive?
Bruno, being with us on this planet or away from us,
okay. You threw me off. I have one birthday shout out goes to my great friend Moro Plenzik. Moro turned, I think he's 34 years old good looking, great coach, soccer coach. And his birthday was on December 1st. So happy birthday, Moro, mi amigo.
Yeah. Wearing this cowboy hat, I just had
Are
to
you having a
smoke a
butt?
cigarette.
Are you having a butt?
I am, because this cowboy hat just makes me feel like the cowboy way. And so, you know what? I figured I had to light up a cigarette, have a little bit of nicotine there. But we're fired up and we're excited. And we want to thank you, the fans, the guests, the goats, Bruno, the maestro. We're grateful. Everybody gave us the time. We love you. Thanks so much. We're out. Goats only, baby.
Look out!